Hi guys, welcome to Emily J Pilates, and to those of you who are doing this afterwards, hello and welcome back. I have been struggling to get videos up in recent months, and so I thought why not try starting to just record a workout I would be doing anyway at home and put it online for you guys. So it won't be edited as well as my normal videos, so you might get a few of the bloopers as I always say things incorrectly. But hopefully this is just a great way for you to be able to get the workouts that you enjoy from me, and I don't have to be so time pressured with trying to edit and things like that. So let's get started. Hopefully you've done my sessions before. If you haven't, very warm welcome. Please go onto my channel. I have a whole beginners course which will get you perfectly prepared to be able to do any of my sessions. We're going to start with footwork. So I have 2 heavy springs and 1 medium spring. I'm hoping you'll be able to hear me. I won't be able to check the comments very regularly. I don't think anyone will be live with me anyway. I think most of you are going to do this afterwards, so we'll cross that bridge if it comes to it. So going down onto your reformer, leaving a good space between your shoulder pads and your shoulders. Heels on, toes pulling towards the face. Tailbone connected in a neutral spine. Shoulders nice and relaxed. Inhale to prepare. And exhale out of the mouth as if you're blowing that candle. Inhale to prepare, navel to spine connection, that tight pair of jeans. And exhale out of the mouth. Keeping those knees and legs in hip distance, inhaling to prepare, and as you exhale, pushing away the machine, straightening the legs, and then inhale to bring it back in. Exhale to push out, and inhale in. So nice and controlled, thinking of maybe a count of 1, 2, back, and 1, 2, in. Using those abdominals to help you push away. So you'll be pushing through the soles of the feet, pushing through the front of the legs, but thinking of that core connection as well. Use those abdominals to help you stabilize and push for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Taking it all the way out, bringing it halfway in, and then pushing back out again. So just halfway back into the stopper, all the way back out. Soft knees, that navel to spine connection. Use those abs to help you push out. Half in, out, and half in. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, all the way out and all the way in, all the way out and all the way in. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all the way back in. Hopefully feeling some fire through the front of the legs. Coming onto the toes, still hip distance apart, but that Barbie lift, heel lift. So ballerina Barbie lift through the heels. Inhaling to prepare, tailbone connected, and as you exhale, pushing the machine out, keeping those heels nice and lifted. Inhale in, exhale out. Inhale in, and exhale out. So very similar to what we've just been doing, but you will feel this more in the back of your legs, so your calf muscles, because we're on those toes, so we'll definitely be working into the calf muscles. Exhale out. Remember to use those abs as well as pushing through the front and the back of the legs now. So the hamstrings and bum cheeks are going to help you push the machine away and bring it in. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all the way in and push halfway out. In, halfway out. So lots of tension building into the front of those legs. Squeeze the glutes. Push through the back of the legs. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push it all the way out. Drop the heels under your foot bar. Lift your heels and then bend the knees to bring it in. Your heel lift and lower. Out. Lower the heels. Lift the heels. Pull the machine back in. Push out. Drop. Lift. Bend and in. Out. Drop. Lift and in. So out as you exhale, inhale, drop, exhale, lift, and inhale in. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Out, drop, lift nice and high, bend it in. You've just got 4 more here. That nice lift and lower, really waking up our ankle muscles. And lots of control required as we pull that machine back in. Use those abdominals to help you pull. Last one, take it out, drop the heels, lift and hold, and then drop the heels again. Lift and drop. Exhale, lift, inhale, drop. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend those knees to bring it back in. Just take the heels nice and wide on the foot bar and take some windscreen wipers. So I get my hands out of the way onto the shoulder pads and a nice big twist through the lower back. So whatever way the knees go, the opposite bum cheek will lift as you get a big twist through that lower back. And a nice big stretch through the hips with the knees being wider apart. And to centre. Over to one side to centre. Over to the other side. Back to centre. Coming back onto the toes at that hip distance apart. Tailbone connected, that bottom rib pulls down to the carriage, that hip to rib connection. Inhale, prepare. Lifting those heels, exhale, take it out. You're going to drop one heel down and bend the opposite knee, coming into your prancing feet. And then you're going to swap. So the opposite heel pushes down, opposite knee bends. And swap, and swap. So if you think of 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So a nice quick rhythm, but lots of control here. Lift those heels high. Mobilize through the ankles. Keep that tailbone connected. Don't overarch in your lower back. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift both heels. Drop both heels. Soft knees, but feel a nice stretch down the back of your legs. And then lift those heels. Bend the knees to bring it back in. Coming into second position. So heels are wide on your foot bar. Your hips will externally rotate and your knees will follow. Nice wide V stance. Inhale to prepare, tailbone connected, and pull that bottom rib down towards the carriage. Exhale, push it out and imagine there's an imaginary beach ball and you're going to squeeze it together in the middle. And then inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze those inner thighs, squeeze that beach ball, and inhale, release. Exhale to squeeze, and inhale to release. So again, keeping the knees soft as you push out, really thinking of that inner thigh connection here. The abdominals helping you to pull that carriage nice and controlled back in. So we don't just want the legs doing the work, we want to be getting that motion in our abdominals as well. Pull it in for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all the way in. Take those windscreen wipers again, nice and wide on the foot bar. And you're just going to continue with those windscreen wipers, and I'm just going to check that camera. First time doing a live makes me very nervous. Yeah, it's still going. Nobody there, but that will change. I'm sure people will soon join in the weeks coming. So just taking those windscreen wipers and then bringing it back to center. So bringing our legs to hip distance apart, we're going to do some shoulder bridges. So aim here is to keep the carriage as still as you can. You want it to stay at the stopper. Neutral spine, so you should be able to fit 2 fingers between the carriage and your lower back. Relax in the shoulders, and you definitely want space here between your shoulders and the shoulder rest. So you may need to shift it down. Inhaling to prepare, pulling that bottom rib in, that navel to spine connection. And as you exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, pushing the pelvis back into the carriage and slowly raising up. So you're lifting the hips, thinking vertebrae by vertebrae, squeezing at the top, pull those toes towards your face, keep the knees hip distance apart, nice diagonal line between your knees, your hips and your shoulders. Inhaling at the top and then exhaling, starting at the top of the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, hips stay level, and then the last thing to come down, nice, slow and controlled, carriage staying at the stopper, and then returning back to neutral as you inhale. Exhale, pushing those hips back, vertebrae by vertebrae, slow and controlled, raising the hips into the air, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the back of the legs, pull those toes towards your face, you will feel it more in the glutes. Inhale, stabilize at the top, exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, slow and controlled, really warming up through our spine here, and inhale, return to neutral. Exhale to tuck and roll it up. Long exhale, nice and controlled. Inhale, squeeze at the top. Exhale, gently bringing it back down again. So we'll be feeling this in the glutes, but we're mostly wanting to warm up our spine here. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, tuck. Vertebrae by vertebrae, slow and controlled. Rounding it up to your bridge, squeezing at the top. Ribs will be lower than your hips. Inhale to stabilize and exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae. Bringing it down. We're going to change our breathing pattern ever so slightly. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, round it up. Squeeze at the top and inhale, bring it down. Keep that control, keep that core engaged. Try not to rock side to side. Nice and stable, that bowl of water as you exhale up stays nice and still. No sloshing about. Inhale as you squeeze and bring it all the way back down. Still really controlling through the spine. Exhale to take it up. Inhale down. Exhale up. Squeeze and control as you inhale to bring it down. Just hug knees to chest for a moment. Just take some weight out of the feet. Come into happy baby if that feels good. Just taking a little bit of any tension we've been holding in the hips or in the feet. And then placing our heels back on. This time we're going to inhale to prepare. We're coming back into our bridge. So vertebrae by vertebrae, roll it up. Squeeze and hold at the top as you inhale. Exhale, bringing one leg to tabletop. And inhale, bringing it down. Exhale, bringing the opposite leg into tabletop. And inhale to bring it down. Using that breath to control. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Swap each time. Exhale to lift. Inhale to lower. Check your hips haven't dropped. Squeeze those glutes. Core engaged as the leg comes to tabletop and down. Try not to push all the weight into that standing foot. That foot's on the foot bar. Nice and even hips. That bowl of water's still there. We don't want to be soaked. We want to be nice and controlled. Slow it down even more if you need to. Keep nice and stable up in that bridge. You've just got 4 lifts and lower. 3 lift and lower. 2 lift and lower. Last one. Lift and lower. Gently vertebrae by vertebrae. We control at all times during Pilates. We don't want to clunk down. Take it easy as you bring it back down. Open the legs out for some windscreen wipers. Oh, I think there's a ladybird on the door. Windscreen wipers side to side. We're going to take that bridge one more time, and this time we're going to push out as well. If this next level isn't for you, you can stay with your lifts and lowers, or you can just come back into your bridges. So coming back to hip distance apart, neutral spine, shoulders relax, pull that bottom rib, that tight pair of jeans. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, tuck and round it all the way up. Squeeze at the top as you inhale. Exhale, you're going to push the machine back, straightening the legs. Using the backs of your legs and your abdominals, drag the carriage back into the stopper. Exhale, push it out. Inhale, drag it in. Exhale, push it out. And inhale to drag it in. Nice. Exhale out. Inhale in. At any point you need to drop down and take a relax, take it. Quality over quantity. Hips level, hips stay high. Squeeze the back of the legs, squeeze the glutes, use those abs to pull you back in. For 4 and in. For 3 and in. Don't rush that in. 2, control it back in. Exhale out for the last one. Inhale in, hold at the top here. Hold it here, squeeze. We're going to take small pulses. Inhale, drop halfway. Exhale, squeeze up. Inhale, drop halfway. Exhale, squeeze it up. Keep that carriage at the stopper. You may have just heard mine move slightly. Try and keep it at the stopper. Squeeze those glutes. For 6, drop. 5, drop. 4, drop. 3, drop. 2, drop. Last one, squeeze up and hold. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae. Keep it slow. Keep it controlled. All the way down. Hug those knees to the chest or take a happy baby. Whatever stretch is feeling right for you. If you ever are in happy baby, keep the back nice and flat. At the moment, my happy baby, I'm just reaching my ankles. I used to be able to reach the soles of my feet, but I just don't seem to have that at the moment. And then bring the feet onto the foot bar, crossing your opposite ankle over the knee. Clear the hands, and we're going to take windscreen wiper, but with a bit of a glute stretch as well. So inhale to center and exhale. Take the legs over to one side, big twist through the lower back. Inhale to center and take it over. Inhale to center, take it over. And inhale to center. One last time over. And back to center. Swapping that leg over. So we're taking that same stretch on the opposite side. So exhale to take it over and then inhale to center. Exhale to take it over and inhale to center. Just a nice stretch out of our glutes. So that was quite glute heavy work. Even the warm-up footwork was also quite glute heavy today. One last time over to the side and then bring it to center. Hug those knees in towards the chest and rock up to a seated position however you find most comfortable. We want to leave one heavy spring on, so I'm taking off a medium and a heavy, leaving myself with just one heavy spring. And we're going to lean ourselves back again. Ooh. And we're going to come into our hands in straps. So the heavier spring means that we're going to be working into our lats, the back of our the back, just the back here, but we will get a bit of abdominals as well because we'll be on a moving carriage. So taking your small loops into your hands, making sure that you're keeping your thumb free and a flat palm. Bringing those hands to 12 o'clock. So hands are above your shoulders and knees are above your hips. Hip distance apart is slightly harder. It's more load bearing on the lower abs. Squeezing the legs together is slightly easier. At any point the lower abs become too much and you're losing form in your upper body work, just bend those knees into the chest. But start with hip distance apart, knees above the hips. Point or flex the toes, just don't leave them floppy. I might do a flex today because I'm definitely feeling some cramp. Shoulders relax, pulling that bottom rib down towards the carriage. Navel to spine connection as you inhale. Belly stays low. And as you exhale, pulling the hands down to your hips. And inhale to raise. So single arm extension. Exhale to pull it down. Inhale to lift. So it's a simple straight down with the arms, soft elbows, and back up again, using those mid-back muscles, using the lats. Pull that machine down and back up again. If you want to increase your abdominal load, just take the knees a little bit further out so they're slightly ahead of your hips. That will just increase that abdominal load. Try not to overarch. If this makes you overarch, we don't want to compromise our lower back. So just bring those knees back in line with the hips. Exhale to pull down and inhale to raise. On this next one, as you pull those arms down, you're going to lift the head and shoulders and look towards the knees. Inhale, bring it down. Let's get some upper six-pack abs. Exhale, bring it up and inhale to bring it down. Make sure you're rounding through the spine. You can hear the shake in my voice. Make sure those shoulders are supporting the neck. Lift those shoulders up, look to the knees. Inhale, lower. We've just got 4 here. 3. And lower. 2. On this last one, we're going to bring it up and we're going to hold it here. Keep breathing. Nice inhale to prepare. Exhale, straighten one leg. Inhale, return. Exhale, straighten the opposite leg. Inhale, return. And then bring it all down as you inhale. Exhale, pull the arms down, lift the head, neck and the shoulders. Inhale, hold and prepare. Exhale, extend. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, extend the opposite leg. Inhale, bring it in. And exhale, bring it all down. Inhale, prepare. Relax those shoulders. Exhale, bring it up. Inhale, hold. Exhale to extend. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale to extend. Inhale, bring it in. Exhale, bring it all back. Inhale, prepare. Last one. Exhale, bring it up. A little bit quicker this time. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, extend. And as you bring it in, extend the opposite leg and extend the opposite leg. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, bring it all down. Whew, I'm getting quite hot actually. Place your hoops. Place your loops back onto your shoulder rest or onto your hooks. And then just hug those knees to the chest. And just rock side to side. Massage in that lower back. And we're going to come to a seated position. And I'm going to face you guys. I'm going to check that camera just again, just to triple check. Yes, we are all good. Okay. We want to change that heavy spring for a light spring now because we're going to come into triceps. And actually triceps are a very small muscle on the back of your upper arm. So we need a lighter spring for this. We're going to be in a seated position. You can sit on a block or on a ball if that helps you to keep your sit bones melting into your carriage and you've got that room in your hips. If you've got tight hips, a block just helps to have a more comfortable seated position because we want to be in a nice neutral spine. So we don't want to be sitting back into our pelvis. We want to be sitting up nice and straight. That string pulling out of the head. Take your little loop and place it into your furthest away hand. And then bring that elbow into your waist and make sure that the wrist is in line with the elbow. Sitting up nice and tall, inhale to prepare, and as you exhale, pulling that arm out, showing your wrist to the room, but keeping the elbow squeezing into the sides, and then inhale to bring it back. Exhale to pull out, and inhale to bring it back to center. Exhale out, and inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale in. Lovely. You've just got 8. Squeeze the back of the arm. 7, 6, 5, 4, then 3. Use that breath. That core's engaged, stabilize on that carriage for 2 and 1. Oh, it's such a simple, small move, but man, it's effective. Oh, give it a little stretch out. And then we're going to turn to face our foot bar. We're going to place on a heavier spring here, so place on your medium. Now, if you want to really work into some strength today, try keeping your light spring on for a moment. See how you go. You can always drop it. We're going to be in the kneeling position. If this isn't for you, just stay seated on your block facing forwards, but we are going to come into some knee drives. So get our cores ready. Remember, you're going to need those. Again, sitting up nice and tall, take your small loops into your hands. Thumbs free, flat palms. Palms come down to the sides of your body. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, we're going to offer by bringing the arms up so that your hands are in line with the shoulders. And inhale, bring it back. Exhale, bring it up. I think I'm going to regret keeping that spring on. Inhale back, nice and controlled. Navel to spine connection. Keep the spine long and tall. Exhale, bring it up. Inhale, drop. We're going to come into that knee drive. Exhale, navel to spine. Bring it up and down. Nice. Exhale, drive up. Serve those plates. And inhale, bring it down. This is heavy, so we're just going to go for 6, 5, 4, 3, bring those hips right under your shoulders, so shoulders stay on top of your hips as you push up. 2, last 1. Whew. Just release those straps a second. If you are happy with that spring or if you wanted to go heavier, please put on heavy. We're going to do the same offer, but we're also going to serve. So I'm going to drop my light spring. So now I'm just on one medium, small loops again. And we're going to come straight into those knee drives. So inhale, prepare. Slide the shoulders down the back, navel to spine connection as you exhale. Hold at the top. Take the arms out to the side as you offer. Bring it back to the middle and drop the bum as you bring the arms back. Exhale up. Inhale out. Squeeze those pectorals as you bring it in. And lower. Just 5 more. Up. Offer. Squeeze in. And lower. 4 more. Up. Offer. Squeeze in. And down. 3 more. Up. Offer. In. And down. 2 more. Up. Offer. Use those pectoral muscles to squeeze in. And down. Last one. Up. Out. Squeeze in. And down. Woo-hoo-hoo. Between the fire in my chest and the fire in my quads. Whew. I am just going to take off my cardigan. So I'm very hot. Ooh. Just gives you a little break. Oh, throw that there. So that just gives you a little break there, a little chance to stretch it off if you needed to. We're going to come into a few planks. Whilst we've got that medium spring on and we're facing our foot bar anyway, bringing our hands onto the platform extender and pushing the soles of our feet into our shoulder pads. Inhale to prepare, neutral spine, shoulders pull back, pulling the neck out of the shoulders. And remember, we don't want to drop our head. We push the back of the skull up to the ceiling. Knees come behind the hips, so I'm already bringing some tension into the carriage. My lower abs switch on. Inhale, lift the knees, hover. Exhale, push the machine out. Inhale to bring it in, and exhale, drop the knees. That's the most important bit. That last drop is the one we're going to lose our form on the most. Inhale, prepare. Inhale, lift the knees. Exhale, push out. Inhale to bring it in. Exhale, drop. Inhale, lift. Exhale, out. Inhale, in. Exhale, drop. Up. Out. In. Drop. At all times, we want to be keeping our shoulders above our wrists. Little break here. Let's jump back in. Lose that breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, out. Inhale, in. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, out. Inhale, in. Exhale, drop. Lift. Out. In. Drop. 3 more. Lift. Out. In. Drop. 2 more. Lift. Out. In. And drop. 1 more. Lift. Out. In. And drop. Push back to child's pose. You can hold on to your foot bar. Feel a nice stretch through the shoulders, or you can keep the hands on the platform extender. Bring the head down towards the carriage. Stretch out those shoulders. I always keep my head lifted because the microphone really picks up breath otherwise. But you bring that forehead down to your carriage. Nice big stretch. Trying to be very wary to not breathe down this microphone. And then bend those elbows. Bring it all the way in. We're going to place on that light spring again. Now, if you felt that that light spring for your tricep work was too light, you can keep the medium on. If it was too heavy, that might be your lightest spring, and so you may just need to build up some strength in your tricep. So grabbing your hand weights and doing a bit more tricep work, bring some strength into it, and that light spring will feel like nothing in no time. So sitting on the machine, sitting up nice and tall, a light spring you really bang about. Taking your small loop into your furthest away hand, tucking the elbow right into the waist with the wrist in line with the elbow. Sitting it up nice and tall, inhale to prepare and exhale to pull it out. So the wrist faces the room, and as you inhale, the wrist faces the side. Exhale to pull, squeeze the back of the arm, and inhale to center. Keeping the ribs knitted together, that tall spine and that navel to spine connection. Use that breath to give you that power. It's a small muscle in the back of the arm, the tricep. So we need all of the core control and focus we can get. We've just got 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and one last one. And bring it in. Ooh. Oh, it almost makes like my muscles spasm and feel dead, like I haven't moved it for a while. Bringing it back to the center. I would place on a heavy spring. Actually, we'll try the heavy first of all. So if you place on the heavy spring, take off that light or medium, whatever it was that you had. And we're just going to come into a nice stretch. So I'm going to place my feet onto my foot bar, but if this doesn't feel right and you're not getting the stretch that you want, feet on the platform extender is perfectly fine. So toes onto the platform extender and hands together. So squeeze the legs together and hands frame the feet. Inhale to prepare, and as you exhale, just pushing that machine away, keeping your stomach connected to your thighs and gently pushing the heels down under the foot bar, shoulders away from the ears. Feel a nice stretch down the back of the legs, and then inhale. Bend the knees to bring it back up. Exhale to push away, and inhale to bring it in. Exhale to push away, and inhale in. So it might be an option just to see what it feels like to put your feet on your platform extender. You may find you get a better stretch. This is about feeling a really comfortable stretch and not having to put too much effort into it. If I removed my hands, I would still be able to push away and come forwards. So this is very much a nice release for the back of the legs and the lower back as well. And forwards. On this next one, you're going to take it out and hold. Just let that stretch develop. Drop the hands so you've got no tension in the shoulders. You should have a nice loose neck. Just keeping your thighs connected to your chest, which means you may need a good bend in the knees. A straight knee is not what you want. You want a bent knee. And just breathe into this here. Let the stomach massage on the thighs. With each exhale, just see if you can fold more deeply towards the knees. And inhaling to prepare. And then exhale, bringing it all the way back in. I'll turn to face you. Coming into your mermaid position. Place on a medium spring. Take off that heavy. So feet are at your shoulder pads and your knees are facing towards the foot bar. If you can't keep both of your sit bones down, sit on your block, hand onto your handrail. Up nice and tall as you inhale, and as you exhale, bending over like a banana, gently pushing away from the machine. Remember that you want your spine to come into the banana shape. You're not looking to push away and hang on for dear life and lift that bum cheek. We're looking to bend like a banana and just gently use a bit of push against the foot bar to really increase this stretch on the outside. Just holding for a couple more seconds. And then as you inhale, twisting the upper body, placing both hands onto the foot bar at shoulder distance apart, and then push the machine away. This bum cheek will now lift, unless you've got lots of mobility, and just bring that chest down towards the springs. Try to relax here. It's really tempting to hold tension and push from the bar, but just try and feel a stretch and a release of tension. Inhale, lifting the head, neck and chest, bringing the carriage in as you look up. Nice arch through the back. And then inhale, take it down. Just see if you can go a little bit further. Holding for a couple of seconds. Remember to try feel a nice stretch, not tension. The head should still be nice and loose. And then lifting up. And then bringing the spine around. Just coming into your cat-cow. So feet into the foot bar. And extending the spine, pushing the machine away, bringing that chest down, knees staying directly under your hips. And then as you exhale, rounding into cat, just bringing that carriage in an inch or two so you can tuck and round the lower back. Inhale to bring it down. And exhale to round it up. Inhale to push the chest down, extend the spine. And exhale, rounding it up, just holding here for a couple of seconds. And then bringing the machine all the way to the stopper. Just taking that mermaid stretch on the opposite side. Ooh, so knees to foot bar, feet towards the shoulder rest. Sitting it up nice and tall. And then as you inhale, arm extends, and exhale, bending like a banana, a light push away from the carriage. Shoulders are away from the ears. Your chest is square, facing forwards. It's a big banana bend stretch through the spine. And just holding for a couple of seconds. And then as you inhale, bringing the hand to the foot bar, twisting through the mid-back, arms are shoulder distance apart, and then you're going to drop your chest down towards the springs. So the bum cheek will be lifted. And remember to try not hold too much tension here. Use it as a nice resistance and a nice stretch through the shoulders. Inhale, lifting the head, neck and the chest, arching the back as you look up, bringing the carriage to the stopper. And then take it down as you exhale. Just see if you can push the chest that little bit further. Keep the head nice and loose. Just holding here for a couple of seconds. And then lifting the head, neck and the chest, bringing it all the way to the stopper. And twisting round to the side. Ooh, it's always a small bang of the stopper. I'm going to turn to face you. Reaching up, legs hip distance apart. And then just taking opposite hand to opposite knee, twisting through that mid-back. Holding here for a minute. Just looking over the shoulder or to the corner of the room if you don't quite make it to look over the shoulder like me. Inhale to center. Reaching up and exhale over to the opposite side. And then inhaling to center, bringing it down to the center. And give yourselves a well-deserved clap. I really hope you enjoyed this today, especially if you're watching this retrospectively and you're watching it not live. I really hope that you've enjoyed it today, and I hope that it's just a real great way for me to be able to bring you videos whilst at the moment I'm just not able to do the editing and things like that. if you did enjoy this, I believe there's now a hype button. If you have an account and you're signed in and you're subscribed, or maybe not subscribed, you can hype videos, and if you hype them, more people will come and watch them, and I may grow eventually to the possibility of being able to create way more content here on YouTube. So if you don't mind, if you could hype, like, comment, it really, really helps so much. And if you've got any comments or any questions or any requests for the next video, please drop them in the comments below. Thanks for joining me, guys. I will see you very soon. Oh, achy, 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 achy.